Hello YouTube, just got off the live stream. I hope you were there hanging out. We had about 150, a little over 150, so pretty good turnout. And if you're watching that video, you know I'm heading down to Corey's to get some shipping supplies and talk them into giving me a quick tutorial on how to ship fish. I think we're gonna go grab a bite to eat and talk shop for a little bit. You won't get to see that because that's behind the scenes kind of stuff going on there, collabs, things like that. So we got some stuff coming down the pipeline, and then we'll get to work on some tanks, so stay tuned.
I mean, they're getting super boxed out, so if they're gonna drop fry, it's gonna be real soon, probably in the next week, but I feel like it's a watch pot never boils, because I've been watching that Java firm, like every day. I sit here and I stare going, there's gotta be fry in there. They've been here for like, I feel like 6 weeks, and I haven't seen a single fry yet, so maybe they aborted the first one, like the first batch.
Is a female chasing the male?
No, these are both females.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the male is just, it's got so much little body size compared to them. The females look better than them.
Oh, there he is, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. You don't see females that look like that, ever.
Yeah, I love them. That's why I'm so badly want to see fry, because, like, I want to make sure they come out this way, because wouldn't it be horrible if, like, they come out and it's like, half from like Black Moscow and the other ones are just like cobras or something. Like, no, they don't fit you at all. Horrible. Oh man. Ooh, if I get fry from these, maybe I'd try and take some of these to like the ALA competition. Just like win best of female category. I gotta decide whether I'm going. I got the hotel reservations and all that set up right now, like on my computer. I just gotta decide whether I want to spend too much money or not to go look at live bearers.
Let's tell me about these fish over to the right here, because I've never seen these in person.
These are Warus, and they kind of look really dumb right now. So when they're a little bit smaller, like some of the smaller ones, you can kind of see they've got a ton of spots and they kind of look cool, and they're a triangle shape. But they lose that as they grow, so they're kind of that triangle shape, but then they fill out like a normal cichlid, you know, and they're kind of getting that shape now, but they were like that. And they're gonna get huge, like 10 inches, with like this olive green color with a kind of a band down the middle, like a teardrop shape. They eat plants, which sucks, which I'm not happy about, but I've wanted this fish for like 10 years, and they're just a big cichlid, kind of like an Oscar or a chocolate cichlid or something like that, and they look cool, and I only like them when they're at the giant mark, and so I've got years of hating this fish ahead of me, but I think they're going to pair well if I put a big tank together with the clown loaches. So, you know, right now I'm basically letting them eat the Java moss because it was all covered in algae anyway, and so I figure let them eat that since they're an omnivore, because right now their bellies are all full of, I fed like mysis and brine shrimp and some pellets in here today, and you know, so I want to put some size on them. That's how you know I like a fish. If their bellies are full, I'm feeding them lots. If they're not looking obese, then I can take it or leave it.
So when they're upside down floating, you just don't care about that fish?
Yeah, that's right. Maybe I'm giving up on that one, but no, they're fun. And don't do as I do. I still have them living with a betta. But they do fine so far.
About the same size.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I'll just net it up and take it to work. But, yeah.
Speaking of loaches, everyone doing well?
So yeah, they actually, so it is lame. So what happened was, the day before I went to, where was I just at? California. So I'm doing my last feeding, right? Like the last feeding I'm gonna do, and literally I see they have ick. And I'm like, they just got it that day, and I'm going, oh good, that's just what I need. So I dosed them with Icax, that's why it's still sitting here. And I turned the heat up a little more, and I put the lids back on, because I didn't have the lids on. I'm going, it's fine, because I kind of make water run, because these aren't made for this tank. And just hoped, and it worked. So the temperature is hot enough. The problem was it was down at 83.5, and that was cool enough, I think, to stress them out. I'm convinced now that clown loaches really like it warmer. And so you're going, well, why did the temperature go down, Corey? Well, because I took one of the heaters out for the leopard frog plecos, which I think at this point, well, if you put that video out sooner, they get to see that before my channel even gets to see it. But I put a heater in here for the leopard frog plecos because they like to be warm, and you know, you probably can't see them. There's a couple right on the sponge if you come from this way.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing them.
And so I put 10 of those in there, and I want to breed them super duper bad. And so I thought, oh, I gotta give them heat, which, because I took a heater, this one was set a little higher, and it let that temperature drop 1.5 degrees. And that's what caused it, because nothing else changes. All the water changes are automatic, the food's basically the same every day, nothing else changed except for I let the temperature go down by 1.5 degrees, which normally I would tell you, like, it doesn't matter, it's only 1.5 degrees, but it clearly mattered for the clown loaches, so that sucked. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a group, this many, in anything outside of a 20 of them in a 20-gallon tank at a pet store. Mm-hmm. But I've never seen this schooling behavior before.
So this is the only way I like to keep clown loaches, because when you keep them in a big number, they do this. And that's what proves to me is they like this behavior, because they do it all the time willingly. I don't have to sit there and scare them or anything. They just school all around going, oh, we love life. And so I want to get a much bigger school, much bigger tank. And I think the reason you don't see it is because people can't afford to do it. Clown loaches aren't that cheap. And so you really got to make a big investment. And when people invest that much money, it's like you could have this group of clown loaches, or you could have like really, really nice discus or something like that. And most people would rather have discus, I think, or some other fish.
This is pretty cool behavior. So are these, I know you got the big shipment in, but obviously the bigger ones are kind of more bland than the smaller ones. Is that normal?
So as clown loaches get bigger, they're basically, the black is kind of there and it stretches out as they get bigger. So when you get really big ones, like when I had my old big group, the ones that were like at 12 inches plus, the black band would actually form into two bands. It stretched enough they're starting to be like normal color between the band. And so yeah, it also depends on mood. Like right now they're a little bit faded out, but if we were to watch them start like fighting over territory, they get super dark black. And you know, this tank isn't optimized for the clown loaches, but I'm trying to keep a good visual on them because there's some of these small ones are a little skinny still, and I'm still putting them through quarantine meds and that kind of stuff where it's like, okay, you need another round of dewormer, that type of stuff. But because we're keeping them so warm, I got to feed them a ton. And the goal long term, I'm hoping, is some ridiculously big aquarium, like 700 gallons with them in the Warus.
Like 14 feet long?
Well, the biggest panel I can buy is 10 feet long. After that, you got to seam them together. And at that point, I'm just scared of the price, and I'm scared of seaming panels together. And I think 10 feet long is pretty darn big. But that being said, the price on a 10-foot long tank is so much more than an 8-foot long tank. I think I'm going with 8-foot long tanks. If I start cutting those checks. I haven't written any money out yet. So, I mean, I know I'm going to do some big tank, but I'm considering bringing my wife's tank into the fish room here and playing with that. Because that's still, you know, almost 7 feet by 32 inches front to back. Like, clearly I can grow a 2-inch clown loach out in that. Like, it's plenty big enough, and I can always upgrade, but, you know, I have the need in my life. I want some kind of ginormous tank. So.
Yeah, I think you and everyone else.
Yeah, right? And I want like 300 clown loaches. I want them to do this, but in the biggest horde anyone's ever seen.
Yeah, but these get pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Like over, what, 14 inches, 12 inches?
Yeah.
So, how many is this, like 50?
I think this, yeah, probably 50, 60, 70, somewhere in there.
So if you had 50 12-inch clown loaches in a 7-foot tank, would they still do this?
In a 7-foot tank? No. No, I definitely, as they get bigger, I'm going to upgrade them.
Okay.
Like, that'd be, like, they might do fine the next 3-4 years in a tank, you know, that small, a 230-gallon tank, you know. But at the same time, I kind of just want, it's moving stuff around. I got to move stuff around, and then when I have the open space, then I can say, yes, let's build that tank. But
well, speaking of moving stuff around, so you were saying that you needed the space.
Yep.
And offered me a pretty good deal on these cichlids, so I think I'm going to be taking them home. course, they don't really look like yellow labs with the monster, right?
Yeah, the monster is on here, so it's gonna grow in the algae. But I want to turn this into like just a big livebearer tank. I think. You can always judge me like what am I enjoying? Not this tank, because I'm not even keeping it clean. I kind of made this tank to show people how to do it, and they're breeding and stuff like that. And I'll be super jealous in 2 years when all your morai are super big, and I'll be like, I should have never given them to you. But for right now, I want to do a ton of livebearers and stuff, and I just don't have any motivation to put a better light on this tank, do other things when, you know, I'm not captivated. Like even if I had my Solosi or some of my other Africans in here, I just feel like it's one of the biggest tanks in this room, and it's being utilized the least almost.
Yeah, makes sense. And we can check out, I enjoy seeing these guys every time I'm here. What were these ones again?
These are the variatus sunset platies.
Yeah, I think these are a pretty big hit every time I show them.
I love them. You know, they're just starting to make some fry. That male is like low man on the totem pole. They don't let him eat a lot, so I probably need to move him. But they're just starting to pump out fry, which I'm glad, because I thought the hyphen gene was like the swordtails, where you couldn't breed long or hyphen male to hyphen female is lethal. But clearly, it's not the case here. So they're not producing a ton yet, but also I've been not putting as much time in as I should. I need to get more plants planted so there's more cover. And that's always my goal, is spend more time on the fish tanks, and I'm gonna actually try to do that soon.
Yeah, these are looking really good.
Well, the plants were starting to die back because all I had was the monster. The fish looked amazing, but because I was just kind of growing algae, that's where all this algae came from, and that's where I lost like some of this Java fern and stuff like that. I got demoralized, going, oh man, the plants aren't doing well. But now I put the fluval light on it. It looks way better because it's lit up more. Because you can see how dim this tank looks down here, and that's like how dim this one was. So it's like pretty lackluster, and the plants weren't loving it. So
the crypts are looking good up here in front, though.
Yeah, you know, they haven't spread a ton yet, but at the same time.
Is that parva?
This is lucens. Crypt lucens.
Smaller than. I guess I'm used to seeing my monsters in my crypt tank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is from LR Brett's the Huteroid crypt.
I know, I'm jealous he didn't send me any.
Haha.
Lucas.
That's right. So if Lucas watches this, gotta get Bob one. But
well, let's look at my favorite livebearers.
Okay.
Because I gotta get these every time I'm here. The Trout Goodied.
Yep.
I can't wait till I love everything about this tank. I love the algae. I love the bulbitis. I love the Java moss.
I wish they would fix the algae for me, but I feed them enough that they don't fix it.
The one thing I don't love about this tank is all the glare from the tanks behind me.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I can help. I can't even help. Yeah.
I don't want to. I just want to get a good look at this male. I love these. I would love a huge school of these in my 240 with my puffer.
I thought about doing these with clown loaches, but then I realized that clown loaches will just eat all the fry when they come out small enough. And you take a 1 foot fish, and even though they're not ravenous, but I do think it's cool. They haven't killed off all my shrimp. There's still shrimp in there.
Yeah, the orange shrimp?
Yeah, I thought for sure they would.
I can see one in there.
Yeah, he's smart enough to hide back there, but you know, they're a fun fish, and you can keep them with like Africans and stuff. They can hold their own. You won't raise any babies, but they can hold their own. But
now, could you breed something like quarries in here at the same time, or will they eat the eggs?
I think they'd probably eat most of the eggs, but I think it comes down to how much you feed them, probably. You know, if you keep them well fed and fat, they're going to be a little bit lazy, but I feel like if they were laying all day long and you came home from work, you could probably go, hey, I'm going to get some of those eggs. Yeah, there's another little shrimp right there, so for sure they're not really killing them, because not just the big ones are making it.
It's amazing how they stay alive. I have cherry shrimp in with my Praecox rainbow and my Mabu puffer. And between the two, I don't know how they stay alive in there.
Yeah, I've got orange shrimp alive with my Mabu puffer too, which this makes me look bad at the store because I tell people don't keep shrimp with your puffers, and it shouldn't work. But
yeah, but to yours, that would be like eating a pebble. Not worth the time.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so let's look at this goldfish tank. Is this a 125?
It's technically a 135, but it's all the same. It's a little bit taller because any shorter, it wouldn't be able to automatically drain for me.
Oh.
So it's technically.
So I don't know why, but I really like this tank. Maybe just because it's so simple. Got a huge, huge chunk of moss.
I swear goldfish grow the best moss. Like my wife taught me that when she had a goldfish, and I was always pulling out and selling it, and it's doing the same thing for me. I think it's because they keep it clean and they poop a ton, so they fertilize it and keep it clean.
And this is definitely a goldfish that I would own right here.
Veil-tail Ryukin.
This thing is crazy.
So I move the light, make him look a little better over here.
So how big do you think he is?
I don't know, he's probably like solid
24 inches?
Yeah, at least. Easy. That puts my hand about 5 feet. No, he's probably 4 or 5 inches, and then all that tail, you know, afterwards. But
and this is the one from your old live stream tank, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember this guy.
My buddy.
Now, do you still have the derpy one with the mouth?
Derpy one with the mouth. No, we lost Mojo Jojo.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Mojo Jojo.
Yep. Yeah, I put him in his own tank and everything, and he was hard even just to get him to feed, and he would, but he was, I think he was just straight up unhealthy. Like, he would eat and stuff, but he was just not really getting better.
Too many defects, birth defects?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, just genetically not good.
Well, at least he had a good life for a little bit.
Yeah, as good as you're gonna get, I guess.
Okay, so I just got back home. We did end up scooping up the yellow labs and the blue dolphins. I couldn't get it on film. The lights were shutting off. It got super late on us. I mean, it's 11 o'clock right now, so I turned on a couple of the lights in the fish room, although it's still pretty dark in here. I'll turn on this bank over here, and I'm going to put them in the 90-gallon grow-out tank for now. And see if we can get this done quick, because I am tired and want to go to bed. Alright, so this is the tank they're going in. I'm sure a lot of you remember this tank, hopefully. This is the 90-gallon African Cichlid grow-out tank. And here's everyone here. Oh, looks like everyone's made it. They've been in here acclimating just to room temperature now for about a half hour. Oh my gosh, did you guys see that? Look at that, there's fry in there. Jeez. See how good I am? I've already bred these and I've owned them for, what, 15 minutes maybe? That's right. Master breeder right here. Well, great. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these fry, so now I'm gonna be up even longer. Alright, I'm gonna start scooping these out. Alright, so this is probably gonna be pretty hard to see, but there's 3 of them down there. I've already moved over 7. So 1, 2, 3. There's definitely more than 3 in here. Let's see if I can look without going through the viewfinder. 1, 2, 3, 4. Too much glare. 5. So it looks like there's 5 left. So 12 fry. 2 made it into the 90-gallon. Unfortunately. I do wish them the best of luck, though. If I see them, I'll definitely scoop them out, but I'm not sure how that's going to work out for them in there. Who am I kidding? We know how it's going to work out, so rest in peace, little buddies. Sorry about that. But get this out of the way. Normally when I do this, I would do a water change, but like I said, it's now 11:30. Got to work in the morning. Looks like they've already buddied up with some of my original blue dolphins. Couple back there though. Not really showing off their blues because the Copodicromis are definitely the boss of this tank. But it should be interesting. I'll have to keep an eye out on this tomorrow, make sure there's not too much aggression. I want to get these fry moved over and then I'll show you where I put them. So I doubt we're going to see anything, but this is where the fry are in this 5-gallon tank that has the rusty fry in it. I just put them in here for now. You can kind of see one there, kind of right in the middle. Well, they're now right in the middle. Hanging out in the corner. But I got one more thing to put away, and I'll show you that right now. And here's what else I got. Basically, a plastic deli cup of snails, which I am in desperate need of. My puffer has pretty much wiped out my colony. Ooh, there's a mystery snail in there. Nice. But pretty big deli container, so this will help out a lot. What happened is I had a ton of snails in my 55-gallon breeding fish for profit tank, but I kind of scaled back the feeding on there, so naturally the snails were cut back as well. And something I didn't even think about, I just didn't want as many Pleco or guppy fries, so kind of stopped feeding there, and then lost all my snails as I kept pulling them out, but they weren't producing as fast as I was pulling them out, so this should be good enough to get me restarted. I'm going to put them in a different tank and just feed the bejesus out of them. So that's it for tonight. It's 11:45. I got to work in the morning. And, that kind of always happens when Corey and I get together. We just sit there and talk fish for hours and talk YouTube strategy. And next thing you know, it's 3 hours later, and then we got to do everything that we originally met up to do. So, hey, I'm not going to complain, though. But I'm going to bed. I'll see everyone in the morning, and we'll check in on the fish. So it's the next day now, and as you can tell, I did get my beauty rest and feeling a little more perky today. Let's head on over and take a look at the new fish and see how they're doing. So you can see I'm doing a water change here. Of course, I scared them all off. But they are all doing nice. Here's one back here. Get out of the way. There's a female holding there. What else? The blue dolphins are not nearly as colored up. There's a little guy there. Looks like he might have gotten a little fight. That's pretty normal though. Not too worried about that. One of my favorites here. Another one in the back right there. So everyone's doing well. The fry are doing well too. They're a little harder to get on camera, so I'm not even going to attempt it. Okay, it looks like all the blue dolphins are hanging out in the back there. Pretty dark back there, hard to get a good look at them. Here comes one. Oh, same guy. Alright, so it's been a few minutes since I filled it back up. Everyone's kind of calmed down and settled down and back to their feisty self instead of hiding. Look at this fish here. That's a good looking fish right there. That is a hap, a Pundamilia Rudy Island hap. Probably going to have to take him out of here. He's never been this colored up before, which means he's either already aggressive or is going to get really aggressive. So, probably have to find him a new home, which is fine. Everyone else is really happy though. Alright, so it's been a few minutes since I filled it back up. Everyone's kind of calmed down and settled down and back to their feisty self instead of hiding. Look at this fish here. That's a good looking fish right there. That is a hap, a Pundamilia Rudy Island hap. Probably going to have to take him out of here. He's never been this colored up before, which means he's either already aggressive or is going to get really aggressive. So, probably have to find him a new home, which is fine. Everyone else is really happy though. Alright, so that's going to put a wrap on the last couple days. I hope you all enjoyed hanging out with me and just kind of going through a couple days of what I go through around here. Got to go down and hang out with Corey and talk a little fish, talk a little YouTube, showed him how to breed yellow labs in under 10 minutes, so kind of schooled him there. He's had those for about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months and didn't get him to breed once. I had him for 15 minutes, boom, I got fry instantly. So who's the better breeder? I don't know. But anyways, I hope to see everyone on the live stream tomorrow. I have what's hopefully a pretty fun announcement. That's going to be tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, like, comment, all that stuff, and I'll see everyone tomorrow, hopefully.